Hello, this is Stracco, and today we are going to be doing the Everdark Augur. Now, I already did it solo, and I'm probably going to make a proper video out of that, but I figured I would do a Let's Play where I played with people, because that's how most people enjoy this game, so I wanted to show that off too. Now, this is the Dark Knight of the Fathom relic. It increases maximum HP, gives continuous HP recovery, and slowly restores HP for self and nearby allies when HP is low. Basically, it is a pure health relic. Next, I've got Arc Gauge moderately fills upon critical hit, and taking attacks improves attack power. I just like this when I play Raider. Damage taken while using character skill improves attack power and stamina. This is very good. Improved colossal weapon attack power, and HP restored when using basically anything that I eat. Now, that just kind of helps me have some extra healing, which you will need in this fight, most likely. Now, let's get right into it. Ooh, the mountaintop. Now, we are actually playing as the Knight of Katarina Raider for a very specific reason. Because it's a Dark Souls 3 reference slash joke, I guess, that makes me just really want to do this with this skin. Our Duchess buffed up. Very cool of you. I'll trust you to take that one out. Now, if somebody wants to... Most likely, when you play this game, your teammates are going to start with a relic of some sort in order to open up these Stone Sword key areas, or in order to have a Stone Sword key at round start, rather, and then they'll want to rush these. Now, this is very nice for getting some early runes, but it's a lot more helpful if they actually put it in faster. Whoa. There we go. This is probably one of the worst ones that you can get, I'll be honest, because even though individually these don't have much health, there isn't a good way to nuke them all at the same time. Like, you can really get away with murder, quite literally, against the single bosses when you've got multiple players. Whoa. Flex on them, you can jump over a lot of horizontal swings in this game. And thrusts, weirdly enough. Thrusts are very easy to jump. Hey, get back here. There we go. Easy attack up. I think our teammate aggroed the wolf. Okay, well, I can't hit the wolf, so I don't know what I'm doing. Always remember, when you use your ability as Raider, you cannot die. Very, very convenient when you're low on health and low on level. And low on teammates that are alive. Improved affinity negation. Okay, great. You will take a lot of magic damage while facing off against the Augur, so that is very good. With the Everdark Augur, what you want to focus is nothing to do with successive attacks, nothing to do with like combo chain finishers. Look for weapon skill ups, and negation at full HP and HP recovery. Almost anything else is just a waste. Now, it's kind of funny to me, right? So many people were talking about this fight and kind of laughing about how, because they were an Iron Eye or Recluse main, they were going to look forward to it. And meanwhile, FromSoft looked at this fight and went, hey, how could we make it suck for everyone? Take improved charge attacks, just because it's what I got. Grab this. Nice. And then, honestly, we could go to this. This church down here is probably one of the worst spawns that you can get for a church. Just very out of the way. I don't know what our Duchess is actually doing. That's a Draconic Tree Sentinel. That's not good. Okay, real talk, I don't really want to mess with that. I'm also starting to think that the tower might be a tree. Yep, tree stump. Oh, it's a real tree stump. It got me. Alright, the only thing left would be in this bush here? Alright, I know all of these, so I have no idea. Is it this one? Did they add a new puzzle to this? Ah, great. We're all gonna die. It's not the trees. It's not that. It has to be a tree stump. I can't believe I don't know the rise solution there. I know I've looked at a video on all of them. It's never been a problem before. Weird, man. Hey, I wanted to do that. One unfortunate part about playing Raider with an Iron Eye on your team is your ultimate actually does not buff arrows or spells. So, yeah. I think that that's just better. I feel like you always have a ton of health in this game, so the damage mitigation is much more important. Attacks generate golden shockwave. That's new. One thing that's really cool about this new patch is they actually added a lot of new, what do you call them? Passives to weapons. And I believe that this golden shockwave is a new one, or I just never noticed and I got it before, but either or. Oh, yeah, no, that feels new. Be very careful of laggy trolls. Damage, I'll improve my poise. We should have time to finish this dude off down here. Again, I would like to use my skill in order to take a hit, because it gives an attack boost. And yeah, now I'm going to hit him like a truck. And he's staggered. And he's dead. Yeah, we have the Death Squad here, apparently. Very nice. Improved guarding ability, improved affinity damage negation. Hell yeah. The only thing is, this is one of the few bosses in the game where I would actually try to recommend... I'd recommend trying, rather, to get every single flask that you can get. You can very easily take a lot of chip damage in this fight, and that is a frustrating way to lose. Now, the reason I thought I bought the small pouch, but I guess I didn't, but I was going to buy the small pouch because, if you remember, I have the thing where eating medical boluses or whatever actually gives me additional healing, which is very, very convenient. I don't know what this dude's doing, but that chariot is dead. Now, a lot of this is going to be very standard Nightreign, so I fully understand if you skip right to the boss to just kind of see how it goes from there. But if not, then thank you for stopping by, thank you for watching. If this is the first thing that you've seen from me, then yeah, I like to talk about game design and kind of do Nightreign Let's Plays, and sometimes I'll talk about the lore of Souls too. Not Dark Souls 2, but like Souls as well. You know, although now that I've mentioned it, it is... Attack up when wielding, improve stance breaking. Yes, please. It is very head empty to play in trios. So actually, maybe I could talk about the lore of Dark Souls 2, because it is the... Why am I just exploding? It is the only Souls game where everything that happens is very disconnected from the rest. It's canon. I mean, they made a point of including the giant right in the hub area of Dark Souls 3, and giants were an entire plot point introduced in Souls 2. But if Dark Souls 3 is about finding an alternative to the cycle, and Dark Souls 1 is, you know, introducing you to the world in the first place and showing that everything's a cycle, Dark Souls 2 is either a different solution or a complete nothing of a game. Because in Dark Souls 2, the endings are functionally the exact same as Dark Souls 1, with one key exception. And that is, let me give a little bit of context real quick, because I know a lot of people played Elden Ring and have no real interest in Souls, but in Dark Souls 1, you could poise straight through him, by the way. Unfortunately, I always miss, but very cool. In Dark Souls, it is established that basically there is this curse of the undead where people will die and come back to life ad nauseum until they fully lose their humanity, which is, just think of it like sanity. And yeah. And it is a sign of a dying world that this is happening. And what your goal is to unkill the world. And you do so by linking what is called the First Flame. That's kind of the gist of it. A very powerful soul goes to the First Flame, links it, and then the world is good for another untold eon. Like, untold eons. It's not given... It never gives an exact time for how long the world is saved, but the world is saved. And it's a cycle. The thing is, every single time that this cycle repeats, the world is more drained. Like, for a lack of a better way to phrase it, things don't last as long with every cycle. And it's implied that this cycle happened, like, probably thousands of times, right? And by the time of Dark Souls 3, it can't keep going on. Like, if it even tries to keep going on, the world is at most buying a negligible amount of time. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's status ailment resistances if you can't read it. But there are other alternatives in Dark Souls 3. And those are the different secret endings where, like, instead of keeping this cycle going, you do something different. And the thing is, in Dark Souls 1, your choice is, I almost got insta-killed. In Dark Souls 1, you have the choice of, like, link or don't link the fire, but what you actually learn is whether you link it or not doesn't matter. Because somebody just will if you don't. Like, I mean, the world might get a little bit worse, but there's a lot of fail-safes in place to keep it from actually failing to link at all. So anyway, about Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2, you go on the journey to link the fire, and there's none of the... I don't know what you'd call it. There's none of this, like, oh, the cycle can't go on forever, that you get in Dark Souls 3. In fact, the cycle seems remarkably healthy, all things considered. Is that a Moonveil? I think that's a Moonveil. Black Knife. Oh, it's not helpful. It does have improved magic damage negation, though. Yeah, Dark Souls 2, you go on the journey to link the flame, just like Dark Souls 1, and it's a little bit more of an RPG, like, kingly thing. You know, you don't have that... You don't have the narrative of the world is dying because the fire's been linked too many times. At least that I remember. It's been a long time since I played through the game and fully listened to the story. I mean, I remember it, but, like, a lot of these games, in order to really appreciate the story, you either need to just sit there and watch a Vadi Vidya video, you know, the most common way of enjoying it, or you need to, really read every single item description and get the best feeling that you can for every part of the story. Magic successive attacks negate damage and improved incantations. Dang it. I mean, successive attacks negate damage would actually be good for right now, but otherwise not. I'll take it over nothing. Anyway, so you go on your journey, and it's very regal. The only thing that they really add, though, that stands out is the DLC ends with a secret ending. I mean, it's not even really an ending, but it ends with the ability to gather the 4 crowns and defeat the undead curse that is plaguing you, but only for you, right? Like, really, an ancient dragon? It's only for you. Everybody else still is cursed. It's the same exact ending. It's just you get the good ending of you personally will no longer hollow. So it's a little bit. Otherwise, everything you do is the same in terms of what the endings imply and what they mean, which is interesting. And the reason for that is the main director wasn't the one in charge of the game, so I guess they didn't want to rock the boat too much. But it kind of leaves the story of Dark Souls 2 in this. The only reason that I can give for the game to exist narratively, because I mean, if you want to look at the game as it exists because it's fun to play, yeah, fair enough, true. I agree. But narratively, all I can really see it as in terms of like, why does this game exist as part of the trilogy is it's a snapshot into a different era that isn't one of the main eras that isn't like a major point in time, but just kind of reaffirms the way that these kingdoms are rising and falling and shows you working through a different one. Can I just mention that my health is like disgustingly massive at the moment? This is actually a pretty cool relic. It might be good. Is that a improved charge sorceries? I mean, I'll take it. Oath of Vengeance, Power of Vengeance. All attributes for a certain duration, including poise. Enhances all attributes upon defeating enemies. The effect accumulates. Alright, that's a little insane. There should be an enemy here. I guess it doesn't spawn in the mountain. Fair enough, I understand. That's really fun. Let's do it. I actually have been meaning to play through Dark Souls 2, right? Not because of any particular like YouTube reason, but because wanted to gather I wanted to gather like a more complete picture of where it fits into the story and how it differentiates itself, because it's a surprising amount of people's favorite game. Now, I don't know if that's because they played it first or because they've played all of them and this one genuinely really resonated with them. But like either way, it makes me want to really look at it through a new perspective, because I don't dislike it, but it's not my favorite. Like, it kind of stands out as the not my favorite even. And a lot of that is to do with the fact that, like I said, Dark Souls 3, you end the cycle or continue it and get to see exactly how not a solution that has become. Or, and then with Dark Souls 1, you're introduced to the game in the first place, which means that I give a lot more. Give more grace. That fits Elden Ring. Now, it means that, the story doesn't need to do something new with what's established, because I don't think this anti-dragon effect's good for anything but the dragon boss, but But yeah, like, I like my games to have an actual story. And that's a big part of why Elden Ring has grown on me so much. The story of Elden Ring is very fleshed out. There are still a few, like, question marks, but for the most part, you can piece together almost everything in the game. And, like, what you can is pretty minor. I don't know. So, With Dark Souls 2, the fact that I felt like I was doing the same thing again just kind of ruined my, not engagement, but my enjoyment. Now, let's see, quick damage test. Boom. Alright, well, this does more damage for sure. Okay. I don't know what my team's doing. I think they got lost on the mountain. Theoretically, if I jump up here, the dragon should leave them alone. Were they trying to kill you? Neat. Right there, if you saw, what I did was I actually used my ultimate right before I was going to get frostbitten in order to not take damage. Yeah, it's a fun little trick you could do. I thought they removed it. I actually had a video on that before, but I took it down because I couldn't get it to work after an update, but now it seems like it's back in the game, so yeah. Shoot, am I the one who didn't know where I was going? Did they already get the thing? I'll just trust my team to have actually done whatever they need to do. I wanted to take a little detour and kill a big dog for the culture. Yeah. One of these days I want to look up, well, rip. One of these days I want to look up how you're supposed to get up to the top of the mountaintop, like, the most efficiently. Because I don't actually know. Ah, shit. Ow. That hurt. I have all of the attack buffs. Let's hit him. Ow. Well, I mean, I hit him. I certainly hit him. Quick, activate my skill! Oh, that was close. Raider's skill gives like 90% damage reduction. I know I've made a short on this before, so maybe you've seen that, but it's a very good way to survive shit like that. Man, Trios is such a relaxing way of playing this game. I see why people like it. Especially when you've got an Iron Eye just peppering everything and marking it. Very nice. Alright. I'm sorry, why did I not... I didn't get anything for this? Interesting. And by interesting, I mean probably horrifically bugged. Because, yikes. Oh, man. That just gave me flashbacks of dying to fall damage in a million different Souls games. You know, there's actually, there's a video idea that I have that I'm probably going to start for sometime next week after this video that I'm doing on what makes good RNG is done. And it's about, I need to stop saying I've been better about that, but I think I'm a little burnt out because of trying to do this solo earlier. There is a video series I kind of want to do on, like, everything good about the Souls games, right? Just from a design perspective, level design, gameplay, just everything. Reason being, I feel like I've played these games a lot more than most people probably have. I mean, it's been like my main game that it was my main game that I played back in high school, like, all the time. Each one of them, even Dark Souls 2, like... And because of that, why is our Iron Eye leaping? Okay. And because of that, like, I really want to share all of the cool little tips, tricks, and, like, maybe even development history that I know that has probably been not lost to time, but definitely isn't often spoken of. Because, like, when Dark Souls 2 was being developed, I was actively following it. And there's a lot of cool little tricks and, like, developer insights that you can. One sec, I'm trying to think of how to optimally buff myself. There's a lot of little, like, tricks and developer insights that I remember hearing about. Okay, I'm gonna hit this dude like a truck. Let's see it. I don't know what's my damage and what's everyone else's. Like, with Demon Souls, one of the only things that I know they got wrong in the remake is in the, I believe it's the Dirty Colossus fight. If you get infected by the flies, you're supposed to be able to get that off of you by going next to the torches in the arena. But in the remake, they actually didn't have that. I don't know if they added it in. I doubt they would have because it's such a small thing. But, yeah. Like, that's one of those things where I noticed playing through the game and I was like, huh, I wonder how many people know that it used to work like that. I don't know. When I do runs with 3 people, or when I do a trio run, rather, runs with 2 people and myself, is there anything in particular that you guys would like me to talk about? Like, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory in terms of, you know, you split up a little bit, just make sure you kill stuff, you kill the stuff, and yeah, you're good to go. That's trios in a nutshell. Ooh, that was a nice neck crack. Now, what can I give myself? That, I guess, is probably good. Now, what am I going to drop when it comes time to fight the Augur? I could use this to buff my damage, so not this. Probably the Scythe. Actually, I won't drop it now. I will drop it now, actually. Reason being, I'm not going to be hitting Augur with charge attacks, let's be real. Alright. From this moment on, I'm going to only be talking about boss fight mechanics and what you need to know. And otherwise, I will try to stay quiet so you could watch the fight. Okay? Okay. Now, I guess we're lore walking. Okay, cool. Right away with Augur, he's going to come in, and at this point, this is the same fight as before, but he can't summon anything, and he can't summon anything, and he can't use his special attacks that I've seen. He also has basically 0 health. So it should be very easy. After you take him out is where the real fight begins. He just missed. Well, this is all he will do. Run. Oh, I'm invisible. Ugh. Getting hit there is so bad. Okay. We're gonna eat this to heal. That's not good. Okay. Very, very nice. Now, after you kill him, you're going to get your weapon. it will have a special weapon art. Immediately pick it up and start charging. Now, you charge by holding L2. It is, as I said, a weapon art. Once you get that glowing effect, once you have this glowing effect, you get a long-range cut. Try to not get hit by the sentient Fathom of the Night over there. There you go. Also, while charging, you restore FP. You can also spam to do quick slashes. It'll run you out of FP pretty quick. 5 of those slashes will do the same damage as one of the big slashes. So we're going to activate Oath of Vengeance. And now, as I said, once you... First of all, I don't think Oath of Vengeance did anything, but... Now, somebody said that this has infinite range. I don't believe that that's true. Use my thing just as a damage reduction. Yeah. So, once you get that crack effect, you don't have to hold it, right? Like, you don't have to keep holding L2. You can let it go. You do need to hold it long enough to get it in the first place. I probably have it right now. I'm just trying to figure out where it went. There it is. Now, the one thing that's really annoying about this boss, I actually didn't fully buff it. Full buffing takes about 5 seconds, I think. Yep, 5 seconds on the dot, and then you get the big slash. This is what Augur will do. It will fly around. It has the sweep attack where it flies at you, and it has these tidal waves. It also has the thing where it was throwing the balls at me. Main thing is you're playing a bullet hell. Just don't get chipped out. Most of this fight, you're not going to be rolling, with the exception of one move. And you need to make sure that you have a fully charged... Yeah, for this. No, not for this. This is the tidal wave. Now, Augur does have the sleep move still. Make sure that you have your Storm Ruler fully charged up when it tries to do the sleep move. It will knock it out of it. Ah, here we go. For this phase, this is where I don't like the boss. Reason being, do you see these... Ow. Do you see these balls? You can break them with one light slash. Like, you don't have to charge up to break them. Now, the problem is... These... that's the move you have to roll. These balls, even though you can lock onto them, and this sword has decent tracking, will flail around so much that it won't matter. But if you can manage to break all of the balls, you actually get... one sec, I need to make sure I don't die to a tsunami. Not bad. Hey! There we go. I got the buff. I also got the other buff for doing that. If you can manage to break all the balls, he will stagger from it, but it is incredibly difficult to do. Here's where you need... There you go. Somebody had a full charge. Oh, actually, they broke the balls. Nice. Now, I believe there is a range limit on this. Oh, no, never mind. So yeah, try to break the balls. It's a full stagger. Very good opportunity to get damage. Just, what's frustrating about this fight is the amount of time and ways that you can miss. Now, you can try to mitigate the missing by locking on. That move you need to roll. To my knowledge, you can't jump it. It's about a second and a half from when you hear the sound cue. I've just been charging the sword, so I keep missing it. Now, do these damage buffs actually do anything? That's a great question. I have no clue. I also can't see. I would not recommend taking the stars while walking thing against this fight. It in fact makes it incredibly hard to tell when you should be doing stuff. Okay, that's all but one. If I can just get a little bit lucky... I didn't realize I was falling asleep. Womp womp. Please. Dude. If I can't clear this... Oh, he actually gave me a little nudge out. He's such a nice guy. Whoa! Break! There we go. See? Again, 5 of the regular slashes is equal to 1 big slash. Just watch out for tsunamis. Like this. I'm actually going to mash my weapon skill because of the reduced damage that I take. Yep. I've already got the buff. If you see the wind swirling around your sword, you have the buff. So, see that swirl? That swirl is how you know that you're good to go. My favorite way to do this is to do a fully charged thing, and then do a bunch of little ones to follow it up if I've got time. Tsunamis, just look at them and make sure you run not into their path. Try to break the little balls because it makes it much easier. Yep, there we go. In single player, these balls are very frustrating to hit. Yep. 5. And there's the buff. There's the slash. I think I just honestly face tank this and kill it. If I use my special, I'll get buffed. There we go. Yeah. My health bar being this big makes this very, very easy. And there you go. Any tips? Holding L2 will restore your FP. Yeah, just in case you didn't notice that. Yeah, that is the new Everdark. Very, very easy with 3 players. Honestly, even kind of fun. I would not recommend going against him solo. It is very not fun. Yeah, this was my full commentary, live commentary, ramble, whatever. I will also make a quick little edited video on this, and then I'm going to get back to work on a video about RNG in games and what makes it fun and good. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll probably make a short just going through how to fight this boss using this video as footage, and until next time, see ya.